Hi, I'm going to explain to you one way that I use to deal with technical debt in projects, that sometimes it did work and sometimes it did not work at all, because we need to learn also of failures. So what is technical debt? So quite easy is all what you pay for trying to be fast and not trying to be good. That's the official on the Wikipedia. In fact, technical debt is always complicated to explain to business. You go like a DevOps or technical debt, and it's a buzzword, and they don't understand. They think that when you're saying that your servers are going to be slow, they say, well, we're going to deliver still faster to our customers. It's not going to be a problem for that. And what you really mean and you think is you are going to be really, really slow, and your customer is going to be impacted, but you don't know how to explain that. And sometimes it's complicated to make a business understand why it's important to refactor code, why it's important to deal with technical debt. So try to think like them, try to explain the things in a better way, in a way that they can understand. So business, they don't care about all the IT stuff. They care about two important things: image of the company and money. So the impact that you could have on your customers and the impact on revenue. When you are knowing the possible impact and there's going to be a bad reputation for the company, you say, we're going to lose money. And that, it's a word that business people understand. Money, the cash. How can we get more money? Because at the end, the company needs to get money. One thing that I did is add technical debt as another item on the backlog, and even use a new type, technical debt, in the same way that you could have some stories, some tasks, some epics. So try to add a technical debt item in your backlog. Add all these stories as soon as you locate that there is a possible technical debt. Add to the backlog, discuss with your product owner, and try to make the product owner understand the risk. Once you have that, it's going to be easier to be treated as another story and to be prioritized in the backlog. So if it's important, and it's going to be a lot of loss of money or impact on customer, the product owner should prioritize on the top of the backlog, and all together, you can decide whether it's going to be something that you want to meet on the next sprint or not. Of course, that is when everything is working well, that's what happened. But sometimes it's not working like that, because the product owner can see, oh, that's a technical debt. So the big risk of that is I'm not going to prioritize the technical debt because I'm product owner and I want more features. So let's not prioritize. And let's try to focus on get more features and don't care about what the developers are saying. So how can we try to make that change and don't try to focus on what is important for the business? So try to discuss communication. Yesterday I was focusing on communication. I keep focusing on communication and trying to speak slowly. So you need to agree the percentage of time that you are going to dedicate, how many time someone is going to refactor, or someone is going to do a way of dealing with technical debt. But it has to be agreed with the product owner, and it has to be something that is different. So define at the beginning of your sprint how much time someone is going to dedicate to deal with technical debt. If it's going to be 5%, 10%, the whole team or the whole sprint, try to define that, because it could be even the goal. And that percentage is not fixed for the whole duration of the project. You have to review at the end of the sprint in the retrospective. It's important to know whether you are dealing correctly or not, and it's not the same if you're on the sprint number 3 or if you're on sprint number 50, because usually you will need to spend more time. So the improvements in the demo. Try to find the metrics that prove that the service is going faster and the customer satisfaction is going better. If you saw the improvements, that is going to be keeping away and all good. That's the risk. Don't go back. Don't try to get the product owner not to listen to you. It's important the communication and keep delivering faster. That's what we want. 2 quick rules that you should keep always in mind. Whenever you are going to code something, you have to be a Boy Scout and try to leave the code that's cleaner than the way you found it. If you spot something that is small improvement, correct it straight away. Don't try to say, okay, I add a new technical debt ticket, and that's all. I don't need to do something more. No. And if you see on the code review, don't approve a code review if you see a big technical debt. Challenge it, discuss, deal with it or add a new ticket. I have seen a lot of problems with people accepting pull requests without even realizing or testing. And it's important to give feedback to everybody, even to me, after the talk. Thank you.